From a series of interconnected man-made islands to a massive skyscraper that would have been the tallest building on the planet, these images might seem like another one of Dubai's insane mega projects. But surprisingly, this isn't from Dubai or anywhere else in the Middle East. Instead, this is Azerbaijan's ambitious Khazar Islands project. And today, more than a decade since it was first unveiled to the public, only a few undeveloped islands and unfinished buildings remain on site. So what exactly happened here? Have these islands been completely abandoned? And could this ambitious project ever be revived in the future? Today, we're going to dive into the fascinating story behind Azerbaijan's $100 billion failed islands. Azerbaijan might not be the first place you think of for luxury coastal developments, especially compared to Dubai or Saudi Arabia. Yet, this landlocked nation at the crossroads of Europe and Asia has ambitious plans, like building a skyscraper that could surpass Dubai's Burj Khalifa. Though not typically seen as a construction hotspot, Azerbaijan's capital, Baku, features an impressive skyline of towers and skyscrapers, indicating a robust capability for large-scale projects. Azerbaijan's relative wealth compared to its neighbors and other former Soviet countries is rooted in its rich natural resources. Azerbaijan's wealth primarily stems from a single resource: oil, the same resource that has fueled the prosperity of Dubai and Saudi Arabia. In the early 1900s, Azerbaijan produced over half of the world's oil supply. After gaining independence from the Soviet Union in 1991, Azerbaijan's oil industry expanded with Western investment. A significant boost came in 2006 with the opening of a 1,700 km pipeline connecting Baku to Turkey's Mediterranean coast, solidifying Azerbaijan's place in the global oil market. This pipeline provided Europe direct access to Azerbaijan's oil reserves, bringing in billions in revenue. But despite this wealth, something was missing. Azerbaijan lacked anything to capture global attention or draw investment. That's when businessman Ibrahim Ibrahimov decided to change that. On a 2010 flight from Dubai, inspiration struck. He scribbled plans for an entire city development in 20 minutes, immediately handing the sketch to architects in Baku upon landing. This ambitious, perhaps crazy 20-minute vision became the detailed mega-project plans Ibrahimov hoped would put Azerbaijan in the spotlight. 55 artificial islands off Baku in the Caspian Sea. The islands would house thousands of apartments, 8 luxury hotels, shops, restaurants, an equestrian center, yacht club, and F1 racetrack, sounding strikingly similar to Dubai's Palm Islands. Though Ibrahimov insisted the Khazar Islands weren't modeled after Dubai, the similarities seem undeniable. Both artificial island luxury destinations off their respective cities' coasts for the elite. Even these grand plans paled in comparison to Ibrahimov's centerpiece vision for this insane mega-project, creating the world's tallest building to put Azerbaijan on the map. It worked for Dubai, so in theory, it could work for Baku too. This is the Azerbaijan Tower. Over 1 km tall, it would easily shatter the Burj Khalifa's record by over 200 em. Interestingly, when unveiled in 2011, it wasn't just set to overtake the Burj Khalifa. Even Saudi Arabia's planned 1,008 em Jeddah Tower would be slightly smaller. Our 3D model shows the Azerbaijan Tower's truly mind-boggling scale. Crafting this took a lot of work, so we appreciate your feedback. The tower was meant as a mixed-use development with business office, luxury residences, hotels. This single building was estimated over $2 billion, while the full Khazar Islands would cost at least $100 billion and be earthquake-proof up to 9.0 magnitude. The 15-year three-phase timeline: 1. Artificial islands and infrastructure; 2. Residential and 1 km centerpiece tower; 3. Remaining facilities. Surprisingly, construction began March 2011 despite the short timeline and apparent lack of funds. By 2014, Phase 1 was well underway with the beach area opened, but the tower and Phase 2 were scheduled for 2015 completion by 2019. It's been 5 years since the estimated Azerbaijan Tower completion date, yet the Burj Khalifa remains the world's tallest building. So what went so wrong with this mega project that there's been virtually no news? Just as oil is non-renewable and depletes, so does the wealth from it. By 2010, Azerbaijan had hit peak oil production, Global oil prices plummeted around 2014 to 2015. With over 50% of Azerbaijan's GDP from oil gas exports, this was a massive economic blow. By 2015, when the Azerbaijan tower construction was supposed to start, the currency had devalued 30% and kept dropping. The final blow was Ibrahimov's 2015 arrest warrant for unpaid debts to the National Bank, the same money funding the Khazar Islands plans. His brief 15-day release couldn't undo the damage. The Azerbaijan tower construction was cancelled altogether. The rest of the Khazar Islands project was indefinitely paused around the same time, not surprisingly. Building a kilometer-tall skyscraper is incredibly difficult, something never achieved before. The immense height makes it extremely challenging financially, logistically, and engineering-wise. Saudi's Jeddah Tower faced over 5 years of delays after its financial backers' arrest, similar to Azerbaijan's situation. Dubai's Creek Tower had to be redesigned and scaled down to avoid cancellation. But even if financing and legal issues didn't happen, and the Khazar Islands was completed as planned, there was still one major question. Was a mega project of this immense size something Azerbaijan truly needed? Or just wishful thinking of a wealthy businessman unaware of the realities for success? The Khazar Islands resemble Dubai's artificial island projects. At their core, both aim to be high-profile luxury developments from oil-rich nations diversifying beyond fossil fuels. However, Dubai's world islands failed to be completed and inhabited as marketed. If the global luxury leader couldn't find lasting success with artificial islands, how could the lesser-known Azerbaijan fare better? It's unlikely millions of ultra-wealthy investors and tourists would suddenly flock to Azerbaijan just for new islands and the world's tallest tower claim. Without Dubai's decades-cultivated brand recognition, attracting that level of interest seemed an uphill battle. After Ibrahimov's 2015 arrest, there was almost no news on the Khazar Islands for years. His company claimed in 2015 that it was still scheduled for 2020 to 2025 completion, with Chinese investors financing the remaining construction. However, recent satellite images show the complete opposite at the construction site. With only a few unfinished buildings and roads, not even the first phase of creating the artificial islands has been fully completed as planned. No foundations for the 1-kilometer-tall skyscraper were ever dug, and the whole area appears abandoned. As of 2019, the state-owned Azerbaijan Industrial Corporation took over the intended land for the Khazar Islands. They've started feasibility studies for alternative developments on the vacant coastal area, but the results were never publicly revealed. Given Azerbaijan's dwindling oil reserves and the world's transition away from fossil fuels, the future of the Khazar Islands megaproject seems highly uncertain. What was once an ambitious vision of artificial islands and the world's tallest tower may end up as nothing more than an unrealized dream. Only time will tell if new investors revive this project, or if it permanently joins the list of failed, overambitious mega-developments. The empty site currently sits as an eerie reminder of dreams too lofty, even for a wealthy oil nation. What do you think about the Khazar Islands story? Could it still happen, or has that opportunity closed? Let me know your thoughts below. If you enjoyed this look at the dramatic rise and seeming fall of this failed megaproject, leave a like and subscribe for more videos on ambitious construction attempts worldwide. Thanks for watching.